Have you ever wondered why some men remain alone for years, yet never seem to break? They don't chase love, they don't seek validation, and yet, when they walk into a room, silence follows. It's not loneliness, it's something far deeper, something the world doesn't understand. While people whisper behind his back, he's been single too long, something must be wrong, they fail to see the truth. While they're busy chasing approval, he's building something they'll never touch. Not fame, not women, but inner power. Have you ever noticed the man who's been alone for too long? He sees through people but doesn't judge. He doesn't react. He doesn't chase. When he enters a room, everything seems to pause. Why? Because solitude has sharpened him in ways society fears. This isn't isolation. This is ascension. From a young age, men are sold a narrative. Find a girlfriend, get married, you're incomplete without her. But it's a lie, crafted to distract him from his highest potential. The Stoic sees through the illusion. He doesn't run from solitude, he embraces it, because in silence a man finally hears his true voice. Not society's, not hers, his. And that voice, it doesn't beg, it commands. Part 2, The Alchemy of Solitude. While others drown in emotional chaos, the single man turns time into a weapon. No drama. No late-night arguments, no pressure to explain, impress, or perform. He invests that silence into himself. He reads, trains, creates. He becomes obsessed with mastery. And soon the man who once craved connection now craves discipline. Solitude becomes strength. Distraction transforms into direction. And silence, sacred. Part 3, Emotional Immunity. Most men break when love fails. But the man who's walked alone? He doesn't crumble when she leaves. He's felt the emptiness before. He's made peace with it. Now he's immune to manipulation, to games, to emotional bait. This unnerves people because he doesn't need affection to feel whole. He is whole by design. Part 4, Psychological Rebirth. While others waste years in toxic love stories, the single man builds his own legend. He replaces emotional craving with spiritual hunger. He learns to say no, not out of anger but clarity. He no longer begs for feminine approval. He walks with the posture of a king. Not because someone told him he's great, but because he forged greatness with his own hands. He's not waiting to be chosen. He chooses himself. And maybe now you're wondering, where does this journey lead? Don't go just yet, because in page 2, we'll go deeper into the mind of the man who walks alone and what he's truly becoming. Continuing the journey of the man who chose to walk alone, one truth becomes clear. He's not avoiding love. He just no longer needs it to feel complete. Part 5. When power replaces need. When a man no longer needs validation from others, he stops bending. He no longer chases. He no longer pleases. And people feel that shift. Suddenly she begins to wonder, why is he so calm? Why doesn't he react? Why isn't he begging like the rest? Because a man who has walked through the desert of solitude no longer thirsts for attention. He quenched that thirst with purpose. That's not detachment, that's liberation. Part 6, Attraction without words. Here's the paradox. The more alone a man is, the more women are drawn to him. Not for his looks, not for his wealth, but for his aura. He doesn't speak to impress, he speaks with purpose. He doesn't give away his energy freely, he observes. And when he finally speaks, his words land like thunder, short, sharp, and unforgettable. She wonders, why is he so steady? Why doesn't he chase? Because he has already found what she's still searching for. Power, stillness, self-respect. Part 7. 7. The man you become. You're no longer the boy who needs to be needed. You become the man who stands in stillness, unbothered, unshaken, untamed. Now you understand. Being single was never about waiting for someone. It was about becoming someone. And once you've forged that kind of man, you won't attract just anyone. You'll only attract those strong enough to handle your fire. Because you're not here to be liked. You're here to lead. That is the truth of a Stoic man. So remember this. Every minute you spend alone, it's not wasted. It's an investment. While they party, you build. While they chase, you align. While they beg, you detach. And when they finally turn to look your way, they won't see the man they once ignored. They'll see the man they can't control. Because you're no longer waiting, you're rising. And the higher you rise, the quieter it becomes. But in that silence, that's where the Stoic man finds his true power. He conquers who conquers himself. Epictetus. So if you're walking the path alone right now, keep walking, because the world will feel your presence long before you arrive. Get ready, because in the next chapter, we'll explore what happens when this man steps out into the world, not to find his place, but to create it.